Hey guys, Justin at Vintage 55 Restorations here. Another episode of Vintage 55 Garage. Take 3. I'm here with a special guest, Tom the Turkey, who keeps ruining videos because he won't leave us alone. But anyway, here I am. We got another vintage tractor, International Harvester Farmall 560. We have a Case VA as well that we have another video on. Not the best video in the world. It was before we got our microphone, but it is up on our channel if you want to. If you're a tractor person, you want to go into that. But so anyway, I got this this Farmall in a trade. We wanted a little bit of a bigger tractor for brush hogging and stuff. That one just, I mean, it was doing it, but it didn't like it last year, and somebody offered this in the trade, and I can't say no to cool old stuff. So we got this old tractor. It's missing the sheet metal right here. If anybody happens to have one available, it's 2 pieces of butterfly. I'm looking for one. But other than that, it's pretty much, you know, all intact, working great. The only thing I changed after I got it was I put a spring seat rather than the big sliding kind of industrial seat that it came with, which I have if anybody wants it. But anyway, this one was a 1962 International 560 model. They also had a 460 and a 660. The 60 series actually replaced the Farmall M letter series. This debuted in 58, went to 63. It was plagued by problems, but I'll get into that later. But 5,800 pounds, 66 horsepower, 6-cylinder engine. And the issue was that it had a brand new engine in 58, big powerful one compared to what it was before, but it's bolted to the old powertrain. So basically it caused some problems initially because, are you riding on a tractor too? Yeah? You can climb up there if you want. Just remember, don't touch the key. But so it had some problems initially. It has a nice big engine. They kind of rushed it out and didn't adapt the old, rear end and stuff to it. So there was a failure that happened. It didn't happen very often. It was way overblown. International actually kind of got ahead of it and made more worse publicity out of it than it would have if they left it alone. But they were known for quality and reliability, and so they didn't want, any kind of bad press getting out, and so they kind of got ahead of it. And it was one of the first recalls of tractors in American history. It wasn't the first, but it was the first widespread major one. And what happened was that large engine, compared to the rear end and everything, the bull gear bearings actually would wear out. The ball bearings themselves would fall and get stuck in the turning mechanism, and it would blow up the housing. Again, didn't happen very often. Really was only high pressure and in certain environments too. Apparently, it was a climate thing too. But they went ahead and got ahead of it, and they issued a recall for all of them to replace all of them. Full payment, take it to your international dealer, and they replaced that rear bearing assembly. Which actually the 460 and 560 were the ones with the problem, but I believe it might have been the 660. Either way, the 660 and the 460, 560, it didn't affect all of them, but they recalled all of them. And what actually was neat was that the international dealers were super on board with it because it was the slow winter season when that happened in 59. And so they got to clock 19 hours of labor, and they figured out they could do it a lot cheaper, get reimbursed by the corporation. And so they were telling all their customers to bring their tractors back in to get your new piece and get money. And they'd get money, and everybody would win except for, I guess, the corporation itself. But so like I said, it wasn't a super widespread issue, but they did push to recall it and change it out. So there's something kind of neat on your serial. On these, you have your serial plate over here, and there's a little stamped triangle, if you can see it right there. It's just a little triangle next to that. It says B, a little upside down triangle. And what that is if a dealer replaced that bearing during the recall, they stamped that. So you'd be hard pressed to find one of these 60 series Farmalls without that little triangle on there, because pretty much everybody took them in because it was free, and they went and got that thing replaced. So to last this long without getting a recall replacement, doesn't really happen. But anyway, so it's a nice big tractor. There are all sorts of different variations on it with different you know, offsets and lifts and different setups for different harvesting and utilization purposes. You can put all sorts of different implements on it, just like most tractors. The axles, you can actually throw another you know, sleeve in there and move these side to side, so depending on where you want your wheels. You got your 3-point in the back. Like I said, I replaced this seat. It has a big sliding locking seat that goes on there, and you can get these with a big canopy that goes over them too. The brakes on this are currently not on it, but you have your throttle up here, and you have these are your different you know, hydraulic, for your different hydraulic lines. You have a separate section on the side here where you can actually hook up a separate one for another implement purpose. I've never used that one. I don't know if that works on this particular one, but alternator's been upgraded, ignition's been upgraded, but other than that, it's a pretty stock original. Well, in the air filter's been upgraded. As you can see, this is my air cleaner cover. It's a high-speed Folger Special. That was on there when I got it, but it does the trick, other than when I backfired once and the thing went popping off like a firework. But I went back and got it. I didn't run over it. But honestly, once I put the sheet metal on it, it's probably just going to stay on there. I use this thing all the time. So I got a little Chevy trailer that my friend gave me that will pull behind it, and I've been cutting timber with it, doing fences with it, but the idea is to put the brush hog on it and leave it on it and just use that for our mower deck and everything for the purpose. And then that'll be my pull trailers around tractor, you know, that just moves. I have a lot of trailers around, as you guys have seen, and it's good for that, for the driveway and pulling dead cars around and stuff like that. Which actually, next video I think we're going to do is on the Silver Streak trailer that's over there. I'm almost done with it, and so we'll be doing that pretty soon. But anyway, it's also a lot higher to climb up on than the case is. I'm looking for some wheel covers too, the wheel shields that go up here. If anybody happens to have those on there, please reach out as well. I'm in Oregon, but I can ship them if it's cheap enough. But it's got a full complement of gauges on it. They don't all work on this particular one, but they should. Oh, and this is what I love too. You got to have your cigarette lighter, because in 1962, if you didn't smoke while haying the field, what kind of man were you, right? Anyway, see you guys later. Join me next time.